instead of dying to Bedlam, and also good against tanking. This is just actually just maybe the best possible pick in the pool here. That was really, really good.
So how does EG counter it? They don't have a lot of time, 25 seconds. You just put that morph in the safe lane and get something else against the Conqueror in mid?
I was going to say Timber Saw, but that just got banned.
Yeah.
That would have been a good Timber game. Sumail.
Don't have a lot of time.
Razor has his appeal here. It's good against Troll and Kunkka in lane.
Can it survive the burst?
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Can it really do that?
They're going to go Dragon Knight. That's an interesting choice. Not that kind of flashy hero we've seen Sumail on. This is very much like we tank, we can push a little bit, we can play the slow game. But playing a slow game against a Magnus.
Yeah, that's that's two ways of looking at this, right? One is it doesn't play make very much, but the other one is it can take towers. And I think EG's game plan going into this is we're going to play around Dragon Knight taking towers, and we need to do it because I don't think you're happy just trading farm in this game. I think you're not going to be on the on the winning side in terms of farm. And Vici Gaming at the same time, that's the other thing. They're not just like a passive team that's going to hit creeps. Like they have playmaking heroes too. So you have this like nice duality in the lineup of feeling confident going late, but also being able to fight early and have strong lanes. It's a very well-rounded lineup. I like it a lot.
I do like the choice though from EG in a way. Like while I get a little bit iffy about Sumail not playing like a Storm Spirit or a TA, someone with a little bit more flash and higher snowball momentum, having the DK. Mag jumps you, hits the RP, you should be able to survive the initial hit. Then there's something that EG can do about it. They terrorize space, Fly can create some space, Sumail can just tank through it and then just reposition. If you can't get a kill with your first initial hit, then Arteezy and Sumail can go ham. But I suppose like VG, they still have such a huge combination with burst damage.
I think there's a lot of the pressure in the game of performing is on Fly. I think the Elder Titan stomps actually play a very key role. Elder Titan always plays a key role, right? Like you're going to hit these big team fight spells, so you're going to feel relatively useless.
Why has ET got his entire back to us?
Turned.
It's like Fly. No, I don't want responsibility.
But it feels extra important in this game because there's no elusive carries on the enemy team that you can't really stomp, so you have a lot of play potential. And your team is going to rely quite a lot on these stomps landing too. So let's see if we can get a strong individual performance out of Fly this game. If we do, I think this game could get really exciting. But you know, based on history at this tournament so far, these last 2 days, Vici Gaming going in as clear favorites.
Yes. And
let's see how warmed up EG have got today. And if it's to the point where they can actually take a game off or even win the series against this monster of a team.
Let's see how our lanes rack out. Paparazzi. He's had such a beast of a tournament already, and then you put him on a Troll Warlord with an extra buff up. This is going to be scary to see him play the Troll Warlord. But he'll work with DY down that bottom lane. It looks like unless you end up getting the normal lane as well from Evil Genius, as S4 is going to be heading down there. Yang's going to be heading up north. He's going to work with Fade. A little bit further to the north, he's got an itch on his back that he obviously needs to scratch.
Love that mag animation.
And Ori will be our Kunkka.
Yep, this off lane combination, if they're gonna play, is a pretty weird lane. The mag ogre, but both of them are relatively tanky and hard to kill. And Sumail is very.
I'm playing mid. Yeah, dude.
Fuck, I picked Elder Titan.
As for, I have a hero that stuns!
I love these pictures.
Why, yes, my hair is always perfect.
Name's Crit. James Crit. Okay, so it looks like runes are going to go 2 for 2, more than likely, unless somehow Paparazzi will get one bottom.
Is this Fade and Fly? They're just high-fiving each other inside the jungle. Crit's going to come over, he's going to throw down the Bramble, and well, Ogre's going to stay on top of the rune. Yang's able to claim that one, and a quick skewer from Fade tries to create a little bit more space. There's a lot of early damage that they'll cop, but 3 bounty runes.
More or less negligible on Ogre. It's 1 tango. He has so much base regen.
13.3 when he's got the Mango and a Tango.
Yep. It's okay. Like what else would you do, right? You might as well cast the spell and do some damage, but it won't make that big of a difference. And Fade is already planning to pull the second wave up here, acknowledging that their dual lane is not particularly strong and that they're facing a tri-lane as well. So the trade-off for this is that S4 is going to be very sad
Yeah, he's already taken a stun from DY and a lot of damage, but that's why Crit rotates down towards the bottom lane, and he's going to move through the Bramble. DY, so low on life, the Axis, he'll turn for another stun. S4 can't reach him. DY will be able to live and move back.
None of them have salves, though. This is going to take a long time for him to heal up. That's laning space for S4 right there.
And keep the tension high. That's what we want to see.
A little detail up top with what Fade just did with the creep wave that he pulled behind the tower. He ran it in circles inside the small camp, so that when this connects behind his tower, he's not allowing Fly to pull that camp. If he would have pulled it all the way, Fly could have just been like, you know what, I'm just going to go for a pull, or go for it after. Oh, boy.
He's we're Fly. Well, there's the TP away to safety, and Fade can now, in nice comfort, farm up this lane.
Flies back
And
next to our team.
Yang's,
like, bro,
Yang's
I know
already
how
got
you
the
feel
other
now.
one. Yo, high five, bro. Great pull, bro. Great. Oh, wait, no. Left him hanging too long.
So someone else getting clipped this time. That's pretty cool. Bottom lane? Nothing's happening. Okay, mid lane. Nothing's
I'm sorry. There's a lot happening down on bottom lane. Chris brambling up again. There's farm to be had. There's items to progress into. There's never nothing happening in a game.
And look at
of
Fade
Dota.
again. He's putting a lot of emphasis up top on blocking this camp. So once again, this small camp is unavailable. He's blocked it twice in a row. And now that Ogre is almost level 3, they're like, good enough. Enjoy your time, Yang. Get your levels. I'm going to go bottom. And I'm going to secure Troll's lane and start just giving us a huge advantage down here. He's going to find an Arcane Rune on the way. This could be leading into our first blood. They will not be expecting this Magnus rotation, I do believe. Oh, S4 is kind of just already
Yeah, he's already
kind of
so
dying.
low. They want to go for crit probably, but the easier one is just to skewer through the tree line and take out S4. Burrow Strike will happen, but he doesn't get to the other side of Magnus. And first blood is actually going to be S4. Fade skewers away from crit, away from the Bramble. And he's also got a couple of friends hanging along with him, but crit, even with Shadow Realm, he knows he doesn't have enough damage. And Yang's able just to take this top lane by himself. Like, Fly's actually having to salve his early harassment. He's now completely out of regeneration. But this is off-lane Ogre, everybody.
I love Ogre. What a hero. I love this hero.
Ori into towards the mid, connects over on the torrent. DY looking for the follow-up stun, able to get in range. So Sumail in a little bit of trouble, comes onto the tower. But so Ori, he's having trouble getting through those 2 points up in Dragon Blood. DY will take the aggro of the tower away from him, and Ori just lines up the level 2 Tiebringer, bringing down Sumail.
Very nice kill. I wonder if he should suicide to the tower right now. Doesn't seem like he wants to. He's going to deny a little bit instead.
Still some good CS to
It's
claim.
a really big timing on this gank too, because Sumail just lost, okay, only 2 creeps, almost 3. That's what you want to do. If you can gank around the time that the creep wave gets into the tower, the loss is just that much bigger for the enemy mid hero.
They're going to look towards crit in a second. Still, actually no, Paparazzi has nowhere near enough life to fight. The Courier's got to go back and pick himself up some regen.
He'll get spotted one tango by line. I guess he already did that maybe. No, he didn't. Okay, so there's one more.
But there's a Salve and a Mango coming. S4 is just not having a good day. Like, it's still 15 for 1. Like, the CS is nice.
It's okay.
Doing
fine, actually. Kind of. What's his XP?
Okay, maybe now this will make it work. Nope. DY gets the stun.
Okay,
So
his XP isn't the greatest, but he has the same net worth as Ogre. It's not that bad. And now he's going to steal a bit of this pull. Or this stack, rather.
yeah, actually, just I felt like S4 was being zoned out a hell of a lot more than all the numbers really say he was. Especially with this tri-lane. Like, all right. Magnus has moved back up towards the top lane, putting down a ward. He's waiting here for the 5-minute bounty rune. And Fly's moving over for it too. Ogre doesn't really have enough mana to work with. No, I don't think Fly actually saw that Fade was there, but Arteezy will. He'll come back over and go, okay, we have a couple of extra heroes here. Wait for the rune. Does Arteezy want to come down to it? No. And they'll just end up trading on the other sides as S4, Burrow strikes forward, finding DY down the tree lines. Crit throws out his own attack. Oh, 4 HP on DY!
Caustic?
Caustic. Pop. So when you think you may be able to live, think again. Dire Observe Ward will get dewarded. Fade. Thanks to Crit intuition, maybe. Realized the Observe Ward was taken and Flying put down a deeper opt. And S4 and Crit have a lot of fans chasing them. It's like a signing session for EG. Towards mid. Ori, X marks, Torrent, Boat, Fade. Trying to look for it too. Body blocking mount. Samel realizes he can't go one way, so he'll head down towards crit. That's a huge save. When Samel could just walk this off, salve up. DY at least can cancel the last room. Actually, no, he can't. He can't even cancel the remaining point.
That was a really good play from Samil. His movement there. It might look easy and like a small thing, but what he did there is actually, it's no joke. Really, really good movement to survive that. Magnus couldn't find the skewer angle. And even though Kunkka got level 6 first, Samil's fine.
Man, they're all trying to battle into fly. The Astral Spirit's better wear off. He's trying to stomp and get something out of this, but it won't happen. Ori.
Here comes Roshan. Oh, almost got. There would have been a cool bash there. I got him with the Tidebringer.
So 4 kills in 6 minutes. It's that slower kind of pace game that we were expecting both these teams to play.
But the Vici Gaming game plan is progressing very nicely right now. Troll and Kunkka both having great farm. Magnus having levels in that position 4 role and decent farm. He wants mana boots so he can keep casting in power.
Arteezy's not keeping up with the net worth of the Kunkka and the Troll either. That's the other thing I was wondering about.
Yep.
Like how quick will this Morphling come online?
He's not very far behind, but it's something. That's just Yang being annoying.
Yeah. The power of the Yoga.
Does he have any item coming up in the courier? Or is he that poor? He has a soul ring in the courier bottom. I was wondering. I was like, certainly he wants to cast more stuns than this, but yeah, Paparazzi. Papa comes first, and then everybody else can get the courier.
They get a dust, and S4 is just going to Burrow Strike away.
And now S4, like he's falling further and further behind in XP as compared to Ogre. He still has the same gold, but now he's a level and a half behind Ogre.
And 3 heroes in mid from EG. I know this is first Dragon form and you want to do as much damage to the tier 1 tower as possible. Thanks to Dire Ops, they see a lot too.
They really want to. It's not just the Dragon form, it's the fact that they're playing against Mag, right? Like, you gotta take some initiative. They're very much under pressure in this game.
That means achieving some level of objective. But Samel's Dragon form does last a very long time. And all they're finding is just illusion runes to mess with DY. But Ori and DY and Fade, all 3 having to tank it up in this mid lane. But there's now 4 heroes from EG. Like, SK has moved a little bit further back, farming underneath the Radiant D-Bobs. They need the Dragon Tail stun from Samel to start this off. Fly Spirit, Dragon Tail stun, but Samel just lost his Dragon form, so he won't get the range stun anymore.
Yep. This is a really great spread of heroes. I think this is the perfect map spread that VG Gaming can have right now. They put Magnus mid to get some XP and gold.
Oh, good range axes. Slows down S4 enough. Gets him in range of the X-Mark Torrent Boat. And S4, nothing to really work with apart from death. Ori will claim his life.
So basically, the way Vici are playing the map right now, they're accomplishing everything they want. Yang is being top and being annoying and just being big. And the Magnus is getting levels and gold mid so that they can get higher levels in power. And then the Kunkka, because mid is taken by Mag, is freed up to go and make moves with X-Mark. And they just got a kill on the Sand King, so they're getting kills while farming wall stack. It's really textbook Magnus gameplay right now from them. And showing why Kunkka was such an excellent last pick already. And we're not even 10 minutes in.
He said EG need to try and make a play with it when they're under pressure, but how do you stop this type of tempo control this up? Maybe you can get something up on this top lane, but
I think it's just hard for their lineup right now, honestly. Dragon Knight can hit the tower, but he doesn't have strong heroes to play with yet. Dark Will's level 4, Elder Titan's level 3. Sand King has a very bad time bottom, level 5. So it's just the plays aren't really presenting themselves right now.
they're trying to actually contest with these runes. Crit. We'll get rid of the Sentry Ward nice and quickly, but it's 5 seconds until the bounty's going to spawn. The Observe Ward saw Samel come very early on, so they know just how much is here, but thanks to the X-Mark, Torrent, Shep, the combination hits so hard in towards Crit. The Barrow Strike from S4 gets a chain onto the Troll Warlord, but where's your big damage? It's got to come in from Fly. He's got plus 60, trying to pump it into Paparazzi with Whirling Axes. There's not much more to give. Dark Willow still the first one and only one to die during this fight, and DY with a double stun keeps the rest of EG off VG's back. But underneath the tower, they realize he's alone. And they will die for it, but DY, he'll just TP out the Adaptive Strike from Arteezy, will reach him in time. With a follow-up stun, nothing DY can do.
And they need to get this tower out of this, and I think they will. We have a siege creep and a dragon form, so good move. Good from Arteezy to join up for this as well. I think that was necessary for this to be successful. If he doesn't join, then maybe they lose the fight on the, at the rune after all the spells were cast. They could have re-engaged. And Sumail managed to snag the rune right in front of Kunkka as well, so they got the bounty. Now sanking straight into mid defense. Very good. Another really good aspect about this hero that we didn't talk about pre-game that he also brings to the table. He's a really good tower defender. Just putting that sandstorm and playing behind the tower while you're defending is a really powerful ability to have.
Well, they're going to need him up on top. He's done the work in mid, but Sumail will head up top. Fortification on the creep wave. Paparazzi just wants something out of this tower. With Yang's movement up too. And Lion, they're bringing all the numbers up towards the top from Fiji. But this still creates more space for Arteezy. Got the last hit in the bottom tower. He is going to go on for a Lincoln Sphere as his first item. No Manta style shenanigans. There's a lot to probably trigger that later on. But good stats, good regen. You're a little uncertain about it as well? Like, Manta style makes me feel like he has more of a play.
I don't know, I'm just thinking, like, what is good here? Because the Lincolns has its merit against a hero like Lion, right? And against the Kunkka X mark.
Yeah,
but
when they're all together?
It does nothing against RP, and I'm just like, I'm thinking, like, what else? Like, that's always what is, when you're looking at an item, you're like, it's not that good here. Well, what's better, right? That's always what you should be thinking. If you don't like the item, give a better suggestion, and I don't know what's really better here. He could rush a Scotty first item or something, so he's tanky and has damage, but that probably doesn't feel that good either.
But if he gets both Lincolns as well as Skadi, he becomes one of those immortals.
He gets really tanky, but then he also has two items that provide relatively little in the way of damage, right?
Yeah.
E-Blade Rush also feels kind of bad.
Like, there's only one hero he can really kill, but E-Blade does sound good against the Troll Warlord, stopping him from attacking.
Yeah. But you gotta use it. You gotta use it after battle trance, so he can burn it off, right?
We're also talking about the Aghanim Scepter style build over on the Morphling.
Yeah.
Like, what happens when he starts becoming the rest of his team?
The axe could have been interesting. Maybe first item even. It's a bit unusual, but if you get it at the right timing, playing with Sanking, that could have been a thing.
Yeah.
Perhaps, and then you can try to take the team fight route with Dragon Knight and use the double Burrow Strike.
Speaking of the SK, like we saw this in our last series. We're like, oh, SK, like that's a good timing on a Blink Dagger. S4 completed it 13 minutes in.
Yep.
Obviously, he has had a lot better game than our previous SK that we saw, but still,
it's about the same.
This is roughly about the same. It's about a minute later.
Yeah.
But VG Gaming, everyone's coming in quickly into the Shadow Realm. Hit by the Torrent. Dark Willow. Really difficult for Crit to get himself out of this one, and one more hit from Ori will do it. DY holding the finger. As you said, don't care about the buff. But Arteezy pushing into the mid tower. Fortification will kick up, and here's your X mark. Fly, Spirit, something's going to come out, or maybe Arteezy just turns into Ogre, and the stun will completely miss from DY.
If that finger would have, or the Earth Spike would have connected, I think he's dead, actually.
They smoked up, but I don't know if that was in range, if that was visible. But here they come, Epicenter, S4 looking to put that Burrow Strike power right in top of Ori with the Spirit and the Stomp. What's Arteezy got? Sumail's got the stun in with the ET stun, and he actually hit everything into Ori, and they're going to bring down the raid boss. 35 seconds down, this allows them to move into the tier 1 tower, Evil Geniuses, and give Fly actually the kill for 497 gold.
Good move. That's a good dagger reveal. I think he was hoping for more than one kill, but they got the biggest one and the tower. It's still very nice from EG here. Equalizing the game more or less.
With the tier 1 tower down, feel a little bit more comfortable across the map. This gold advantage really has not moved up and down. The experience has got it's been a little bit more the way of VG Gaming, because it feels like they're being a little bit more split up and independent across the field.
They've got more kills too. They give good amount of experience. They got 1 or 2 core kills, right? They got 2 kills on the Sand King and 1 on the Dragon Knight. So if you don't give too many kills away after that, you have an innate experience advantage, right? So 3 runes again for Vici. I'm saying again. I feel like they got 3 the last time too, didn't they? Or no, maybe that's the one Sumail got one.
Yeah, they battled on top of the runes for it.
Yep. Speaking of Sumail, he's closing in on a pretty good Radiance timing. It's going to be sub 20, maybe even sub 19.
It's not bad when you have to go like treads and bracer and full wand.
No, it's good. This is a solid timing overall.
And Arteezy wants to do something about Fade. Can't just let this guy continuously farm up, but he's already hit the 4 points up in Empower. But while he's doing this, he is staying a little bit further away, but I suppose Troll Warlord, it's almost like wait until the duration's about to run out, Fade TP's over, let me just rebuff you.
Oh, Yang took cast range and not GPM on Ogre Core. Is that normal?
I don't know. Do you really need the range on it?
Cast range is a really good stat, right? It's just, it's only 100. But
well, we saw like the Lion cast range in the last game do a hell of a lot of work.
yeah,
too.
that was a lens. That's much more. Oh yeah, and the talent, right?
Yeah, he ended up getting both.
Yeah.
And EG don't have a... Well, I suppose they do have some good ways to get into the back lines with S4. But you don't have the same delivery pop system with a lifestealer to kill off the Ogre.
No, I'm not completely sure about this. I've had this thought as well that some of the GPM talents are maybe a little bit overrated because when you do the math on when they really start kicking in and what difference it makes, sometimes it feels a little underwhelming. But Ogre's 90 has been one of the ones that I've considered pretty stable good since it got upgraded from 60 to 90.
This is a nice smoke move. They might be able to catch out DY. Fly's already moving over. They see him running north. He's got a TP scroll, using it around the tree line. And they actually don't. Barrow strike back from S4. Will be able to connect and crit. Kill secures with a Shadow Realm damage. But this opens up space. EG moved all the way up north to try and take this fight. And I thought Ori was going to hang around a little bit longer and really push this tower. He's been very defensive about it. Caution's the name of the game.
EG have good reach. When you're playing against a Sand King with Dagger, you always have to consider very carefully how you push. Because he will blink stun, they will follow up with a TP or an Elder Titan Stomp or whatever, and then you can get into trouble.
It's interesting to watch the Warden game as well from EG with the mindset. Like behind where the Tier 1 tower used to be up on top, and then behind the Tier 1 tower on bottom lane on the hillside. Anywhere VG Gaming could potentially be aggressively pushing around.
But think about that for a second. You're warding defensively against Magnus, right?
Yeah.
It's
like you believe you're going to hit a better timing than like the entire team with Magnus. Like Arteezy's got the courier over the secret shop right now because he's got the ultimate orb coming. And he's going to potentially just walk straight into him. He's got a X-Mark. He's going to time this perfectly, but no, X-Mark into the torrent. It'll connect. With a chain stuns, Arteezy will fall. Won't lose any money, but he's dead for 43 seconds.
And like you were talking about the possibility of going Manta, he is exposed for a while against this vessel from Kunkka. He looks at Arteezy and he's like, hey, he's not even going Manta. Even better for me. And yep, that's a core kill and a mid tower.
Yep.
Well, the Magnus team once again keep farming up.
They're not even looking to fight. Like Chris still pushing out on bottom lane. So if VG wanted with the Tier 1 towers lost, all the top towers lost as well, Roshan becomes a big option. I think Samel wants to get rid of that Observer Ward in mid. You saw it. It's easy money to push him towards the Radiance. Oh, they smoke up behind it. So Samel gets rid of the ward, and now the Radiance comes on the courier. But Roshan's not being done. So Fly will scout, but there's nothing to see.
Yeah, I think you might want at least a medallion before you do this Roche. And I imagine Ogre wants to go for Solar Crest after Pipe in this game. It's not really a good Crimson Guard game, so no need to even consider that item. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that that's his choice.
And VG also want to get the Blink Dagger over on the Magnus first, but you get BKB now done for Kunkka. It'll come on the courier. Fade's farming the Blink Dagger up on top lane. And Evil Geniuses, without the cover of smoke, are going to enter into the Radiant jungle. The VG, they saw him walk past with the Observer Ward, so they have no issue about this at all. Put Paparazzi on the front lines. If they feel like they can fight, they'll fight. When they got two 10-second BKBs, you feel pretty good.
Oh yeah, they are really strong right now. I think
this is Roshan time. You actually forced EG into an engagement.
Fighting this lineup for EG into these two BKBs actually requires Sand King ulti, I think. I don't think they have enough damage without a good FP. So you've got to be really cautious about how you select your fights. Maybe you can Blink Stun with Sand King, bait out BKBs and try to reset and kite, but you don't really have the items for that yet. Sand King doesn't have Force Staff, Willow doesn't have a Force Staff.
Crit's firing from inside the tree line. You're going to miss the torrent from the Kunkka. And think Fly would actually want to start running his Spirit around and doing some scouting, but he's hiding inside this Invis rune. VG Gaming will smoke upside. And EG are not holding that high ground position anywhere near the shrine. But Xmark, Torrent, have they got somebody? They've got Samael. He's still got one charges. It's a good ET stomp catching up for an S4. Gets the Burrow Strike out with 2 with the ET splitter as well. Ogre's having a hard time running away. Yang's got a lot of life, but now Arteezy comes in, but he gets hit by the Spirit Vessel. And bashed up, done. Morphling can't go anywhere. So quickly, Arteezy will die. But the buyback comes in from Crit. They need to catch Paparazzi. Now the BKB is gone. S4 Burrow strikes himself forward, but thanks to the great Bramble positioning from Crit, the double stuns are available. Paparazzi will go down. Samael with a triple kill, and Ori, the Cursed Crown is still going to connect. Fly wants to punch him down, but he's going to get hexed up. Vicious can only slap, but Crit, he can hit a little bit harder, but even that Shadow Realm, not enough to connect into Kunkka. DY runs up the hill, and the follow-up Burrow Strike. Great chaining abilities from Evil Geniuses, chasing VG Gaming to their side of the river. Maybe Fade with the Blink Skewer can catch out S4. He's looking at him, but he's not going to go for it.
That was really, really good support play from EG. Both Fly and Crit played.
You put the pressure on Fly.
Solid spell casting. Like, it's necessary there to get this turnaround, and then it looks good for VG, but then they buy the time to outlast the BKBs, like we talked about. They actually kited them, and then S4 can re-engage, and that's when they start running them down with the Willow buyback. So nicely done by EG in this fight, and that was going to be one of the harder fights of the game. VG kind of took it to EG, maybe a little too close to the tower and a little bit too good of a defensive position, and they opened on Dragon Knight. But still, that fight was not really an easy one. RP was not cast, and that is really credit to the support play in that situation.
You said that fight was going to be hard, but it was definitely essential. The net worth and the experience advantage was moving up so fast for VG Gaming, and VG want to get that back. They smoke up as 5, they'll run up through mid. And who have they got? They've got Crit, that's the only person to go on. But Arteezy getting bigger and bigger. Like, he's still farming up on the bottom lane.
VG might go Rosh now, perhaps.
There's your first medallion, so S4's finish that up.
They've established pretty good map control to try for Rosh.
Dyer scanned it though, and it pinged.
Yeah, it pinged in the end. So this isn't, you can interpret this in 2 ways. It was green for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then it got red right toward the end. So I might just think, oh, okay, they weren't doing Rosh, but somebody just ran past.
EG smoking
but
now.
They are checking it. This is important.
ET Spirit will run through everyone in VG Gaming. They know the gig is up. Yep. But Arteezy were enjoying this. Like, you do still have the Shrine available. There's an Observer and Sentry Ward watching the TP in. But if Arteezy can keep the pressure on the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, it does exactly this. Force a hero to come down and deal with it. It's going to be Ori.
Arteezy changed his mind on item.
Wow, they actually found someone in mid. Magnus really caught out, feared, and they need to actually kill him off before the RP can happen. They're able to do so. X marks the spot. This one's going to catch out Fly. Remember, he's still pretty damn tanky. 1500 HP they'll have to get through, but they have enough. 1-for-1 trade-off, and Magnus does buy back.
Pretty tanky. He was not pretty tanky.
Obviously not compared to Paparazzi. He's got like 26 armor on this Troll Warlord.
That was not a fair fight, okay? That was not a fair fight. So 2 buybacks, Mag and Elder, and they will protect this Roshan. So what I was going to say about Arteezy, he changed his item build.
He's going into the Ags now.
Or actually, rather, he was thinking about 2 builds. I thought he was thinking about Manta so that he could remove the Vessel, and I thought that was what the Blade was for.
Yeah.
Then he was hovering the E-Blade, but he's going into Ags instead, so he can turn into that Sand King.
He had both the Ags as well as the E-Blade queued up, but the Ags was definitely queued up second.
Yeah, I don't know. Manta still, yeah. Not a Morphling player here. I think the Axe is great. It's just he's very susceptible to Vessel in this game. It's clearly a problem.
Yeah. He'll have to get it a little bit later. But maybe he just understands what they need to win the team fights. Like, what's the timing you're really going to reach for EG? Battle for 25-minute runes. Zari's going to try the Torrent. Crit comes a little closer. Bramble will give him the cover. Hilariously enough, everyone's up on top. There isn't a single person near the bottom bounty runes. And Crit's already making the TP down to get them. Not too shabby for the money. 90 gold for everybody, with every bounty picked up. That's 90 gold each. And EG really need to see up on top of that hill. The Sentry Ward's been right next to that Observer for a while. And it sees EG's movements way too clearly. Always feels like when VG go for Roshan, they've got this slightly deeper observer ward.
Yeah.
Watching the movement come in. And that's not one you check unless you go up on a hill. So things will settle down for the moment. EG will put a foot across the river, just looking for any kind of vision that VG has set up. And Kanka's just trying to keep... Yeah. I think Arteezy's okay with this, though. He still needs a little bit more farm time. 300 gold and he'll have the Aghanim Scepter. And he'll claim it from this bottom lane. In fact, has it now. Comes on the courier. And EG still have one more smoke sitting on top of Fly. They've also got both Veil as well as Medallion done on S4. He's going to finish that into a Solar Crest.
Might be a way of trying to deal with the troll, that whoever he ulties, he can Solar Crest then. But also feels like a good 4-staff game to me. Lion Hex, maybe save people from RP, buy a little bit of time. But yeah, Solar Crest is definitely a good choice as well.
They kind of need to push out this lane before they go for anything.
Wait, what?
What?
S4 has Fade's mana boots? When did that happen?
And why has he actually got Arcane Boots sitting in the backpack?
Why does he have... Okay, hang on. Let's watch the fight first.
Yeah, let's just move forward. Well, SK in a little bit of trouble with those stolen boots. He's trying to run himself away. S4, the follow-up stuns will be there. He has buyback available. Samel's already burnt through his BKB. But the same can be said for the rest of VG Gaming. The ship will be able to connect a little bit further north while Ogre dies in the lane. So Ogre is properly down, so it's a 5v4. They break the Lincoln Sphere on Morphling from a long range. And now as DY is a little bit too close. Fly trying to get the Spirit in front of him. I think Troll Warlord really wants to fight those status, taking some extra damage. Now the stun comes through, but it will not connect on DY. He has the movement speed to back up.
Okay.
But yeah, do we... Okay, so back to what we were looking at. Right now, as you said, there's Arcane Brute stolen inside the backpack.
Yeah, so somehow... I didn't notice this in the game, but... There must have been a point when Fade was dropping mana boots for efficiency, and then S4 blink stunned him and took the mana boots away from him. That's a 1,500 gold swing.
Do we actually have, like, we missed it. Is there a replay on any of our perspectives to see that from production? I don't know if we have it.
The reason he's not destroying them is they increase the net worth of the Magnus, as far as I'm aware, for buyback cost.
Okay.
Something like this when he's holding onto them, because they're still in the game, I think.
So technically they still belong to the Magnus?
But when I look at Magnus's net worth, it's 4k, which is the cost of his mana boots, dagger, and stick. So I don't know. I'm actually uncertain about this. This happens pretty rarely, after all. And maybe he should just... Maybe it's changed. I don't know.
It's a good stomp, just delaying Roshan. Paparazzi gets back into it. S4 coming in close. The Spirit will come in once again, giving more information. DK, no blink dagger, but he'll get his feet wet with the torrent.
Yeah, the choice for Ogre to go Vlad's over Solar Crest is helping Troll Rosh a lot, because it's free, basically. He's not taking any damage while Roshing.
Yeah.
And it makes the engagement for EG a lot harder. If they didn't have Vlad's, if he had Solar, I don't think they would even be hitting the Rosh in this instance, but he can try to bait them and see what they can get out of it. It's a kind of game
I just love it.
It's
double brambles, because Arteezy's throwing one out. You've got Crit throwing out another one. Just this never-ending AoE area of stun. Like, how do you actually run that thicket?
Oh wait, does he have...
Yeah, he's got Shadow Realm too. Obviously. X marks the spot. Here comes Ari, running forward towards Samael. He's still got that BKB available. Fade missing on the skewer. Samael still very patiently didn't burn the BKB. Crit gets a good bramble out. Is there a follow-up? They're just trying to get rid of the vision for the moment. EG not taking the fight. And just defensive bramble after defensive bramble, which has been having this 5-5 standoff in mid.
Ogre's like, just gonna go and create money. Experiment was successful, plus 480.
Morphling's gonna wait 4 men. They're going for Roshan. Great torrent timing from Kunkka. Seeing Arteezy, giving it a shot. He'll go for the defensive bramble once again. As the bounties traded up a little bit.
Brambles everywhere.
This is so stupid in a lot of ways, but this is what they wanted, right? Great AoE control. This never-ending smoking. All right, time to go in again. Time to get hit by Torrent. But Arteezy can keep going for this. He still does some quite significant damage. And the ET Storm tries to create a little bit of extra space, a little bit too far off though.
That Shadow Realm is disgusting.
He knows he can get out of jail free, right?
No, he has the Ags, right? So he's getting all the Shadow Realm attacks with the Aghanims upgrade of the Willow, which basically means you're going to see it there, right?
Yep.
He only got one attack off, so you didn't actually see it there. But he did it before on Roche. So that might be his primary target. We weren't really thinking about this. We were thinking about the Sand King, which is the obvious choice, I suppose. Just getting the second Burrow Strike is hugely impactful, but also turning into Dark Willow and firing Shadow Realm is pretty interesting. So yeah, that's strong. But it's not very strong against BKB, and it's not very strong if you get RP'd, so he still has to play carefully.
He's going to head back down to the bottom lane to farm up. Arteezy needs the monies. And VG Gaming, they've been sitting as 5 for so long. Like, we should just see this flat line almost in the experience graph. All right, Paparazzi goes back in. Oh, no, there's a Spirit.
They're out farming them because Ogre has Midas. It's kind of funny. They're just, nobody's getting any farm, so Ogre just Midas is 500 gold every 2 minutes.
Good turn over on crit. Arteezy's already returned to the fight. As we leave Roshan back where we started him. This has been a 5-minute Roshan attempt from both sides. There you go. Now Willow can out-farm them. 120 gold per minute. Hit for level 15. VG Gaming, I think they've had enough of this. They're smoking up. They're roaming around. Both teams have scan available. But they're trying to get around the back of Evil Geniuses. And there's the Radiant scan. They're looking towards Roshan. Where does the Dire scan? Do they feel it? They're looking further to the north. Yeah, they know something's not right. And Fly walks in, breaks the smoke already over on Ori. Has he got Anthony to cast? He's just going to die! Instantly dead on crit. Paparazzi, the damage output from Morphling! He's just throwing out so much. The RP will connect onto Samael. DY's got the follow-up chain. Actually, no, he's just waiting it out. Samael will now BKB and look to walk away while the hits on Yang. He couldn't get away from the Cursed Crown while S4 will Burrow Strike over towards Ori. They still want to get the cause. Yang's doing his own run out of here. Finally, he will go down to Fly, who actually bought back to get this one, but it's a triple kill for Arteezy. He's the bigger man, but S4, he may get the biggest one of all. Paparazzi up in the air, still has BKB available. Will actually dodge the Burrow Strike from Arteezy and walk it all off. All this began because of Roshan, but with so many heroes dead from VG, it looks like EG feel like they can just go in for Roshan.
And VG used the entire fight trying to kill the Dragon Knight. They had like the most sick stun chain, perfect spell casting, like one at a time, not a single opportunity for Samael to get BKB off, and he tanked through everything. 3,000 health, the magic resistance from the Bracer, the armor from the Kiras, all of that came into play, so he survived with 200 health, and Arteezy killing the troll is the deciding factor of that fight, 100%. Paparazzi was not ready for it, got burst way too quickly, and suddenly, we have a huge swing. Well, what do you know?
Yep, we're heading to the south on the gold and the experience graph.
And EG have done a really good job not getting RP'd. Like, there hasn't been a single really good RP in this game for Fade. Arguably, he's also 1,500 gold down from losing a pair of mana boots, which is, you know, very unfortunate. But still.
Yeah, did we ever find out how he lost those?
I don't know how that happened.
I don't think we ever came back to it. We just know it's in SK's backpack, but I don't know if Productions managed to track down that one moment. Either way, great fight for Evil Geniuses, pushing ahead by just over 4,000. Okay. Oh, we're pushing in now on bottom lane, so Arteezy. He's looking so good with the E-Blade pop. And what does VG Gaming look for themselves? Like, your fight just hasn't paid off. Do you still then try and slow things up? Do you go back to the Magnus style play of the game? Or is EG in too much of a commanding position that you have to be the instigators?
It's kind of dangerous right now to take fights. The Aegis on Morphling and what just happened to the Troll, and the fact that Troll doesn't have buyback, kind of... EG are demanding a bit of respect right now. And you gotta be really careful with what you select. This high ground attempt could be scary, though.
Especially when Arteezy's coming in with an Aegis Immortal. He's very happy to front line in the middle of his own Bramble, knowing there's a secondary one to get him out. Love how Arteezy's sitting on like just on the edge of the range of the Tidebringer effect too.
Look at Arteezy.
Boom, 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 boom.
I'm sure it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, everything's fine. House isn't burning. Everything's fine.
Thumbs up, Icy.
Just says, there's already been a couple of notes going the way of OS Rock today. And you know that IO? Like, he works really well. Hey, Wind Ranger! Yeah, it works even better. Definitely see the synergy that Evil Geniuses was looking for. And they needed to pull something out. They weren't in the greatest position. RT's going to get hit by the Torrent. Blink forward, looking for a timing. Wait, no! He got instant stunned by the Bramble. He couldn't do anything. So quickly dead. 45 seconds on the sideline at EG. They'll look to push up now. They've got Dragon Form, almost full duration, another Bramble onto Yang. The buyback comes in from the Magnus.
Man, it's going to be so annoying to play into all these Brambles. I'm just trying to imagine how it is to play in this game right now for VG Gaming. That's going to be so annoying.
Hey, if there's one thing I know you can do, Cinder, and it's work out what it's like to be on the receiving end.
Okay.
That's like every single example you've given today when you've done your analytics. I know what it's like to be on the other end of a Morphling.
Yeah.
Or on the other end of a Sand King.
It's rough. It's just like you need to keep calm, you know, in these games for a very long time. They already had this like marathon around the Roshan with 10 Brambles.
Oh, they found Ori. They actually got the stun out as well before he's able to get the BKB. The E-Blade will connect, but Ori will burn that BKB. He's down to 7 seconds on that. And what big abilities did you really use? DK's now got a full heart available. Arteezy still got this Aegis Immortal for a while.
Anybody want a Bramble?
They're going. Get him while they're hot.
He can push the tower from the low ground like Sniper with this, by the way. As long as they have vision on the enemy high ground, he can just hit it from down here. See, when this creep wave gets into base, he's going to Shadow Realm, and then he's going to hit the tower. Bop, bop.
Boom, 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 boom. Torrent will at least slow him down.
Each are biding their time, but they can't keep doing this forever. How long is left in the Aegis? 1 minute. Okay, maybe. Maybe the play here is waiting exactly until Aegis is about to expire and then trying to go for a jump.
It's Arteezy again.
EG won't let them have that opportunity though.
Looking for a big hit. They'll trigger the Lincoln Sphere. Samael.
Samael's invincible almost. He's so tanky. 4.4k health.
Yep.
40 armor.
He actually got hit by the Tidebringer and didn't even change his health.
Okay, are EG going to back off now that Aegis is running out?
Yeah, I think so. Like they're reaching that point. They're giving a lot of respect to VG Gaming. Like, but then again, VG's doing the same type of thing. Like, they're always keeping 5 heroes. It's not like a random hero moving off to the side. Until now, Ogre needs something to Midas. That's why he's coming up.
Yep.
She needs multiple things to Midas, so he'll try the creep wave.
No multicast?
No multicast. He got one.
Boo!
Arteezy's going in again. The tier 3 tower. It's just the Yamato cannon from the back lines on rapid fire.
Imagine how Loda would have reacted if this happened at TI3.
Not impressed. Butterfly is now done for the Troll Warlord, so he is putting his money into something. Ogre's getting a little stronger too, plus 40 strength. Because Ogre now needs 3.33 K HP.
Yep. I don't know if that was the right talent to take. I think maybe you have to get the Bloodlust attack speed for both of your cores. Just, like, he's a core Ogre, so strength is really valuable. But I don't know if tankiness is what's going to win them the fight, more so than the ability to bring down one key target fast enough on the enemy team. Like, if Ogre is getting focused in the first place, I think EG will only do that if they're, like, in a really good position in the fight already, right? They're not, I don't know. Not completely sure about this choice, this game.
Unless he just feels like Troll's got enough attack speed and conquers a one hit.
Yeah.
And everything should die.
It all adds up though. It all adds up.
Do you actually like Ori as well, not going for like the full-on crit, the big Tiebreaker hit? He's going in for Assault Cuirass now.
You mean two Daedalus?
Yeah.
I think the AC is better. It gives him more damage overall and it helps his troll a lot. It's gotta be the best possible item here. Tankiness as well. His armor is really low on his hero, you see? He's got 16 currently. That's very low at this point in the game. So this way he can be a lot more sustainable. He's going to buy the components now. And try to farm up his buyback. Did the math a little bit wrong, it looks like. But they get the tower and now suddenly he... Oh, he's just going to buy it. Okay. No buyback. He's committed.
He is. Still hits an 1100 crit, that's fine.
The game still feels like it's hanging in the balance. Like, EG are clearly in a very good position, but they have yet to take a tier 3 tower, and they didn't get to use their Aegis. So
I think they understand
any
too,
good move.
like Fade hits an RP and this whole game changes around. And well, Ori gets caught out and the game could change too. He'll BKB and run away.
Great Yule from crits on the X mark, so forces him to BKB to walk back. And yeah, Kunkka can't afford to die. He doesn't have buyback. If he dies, it's a really big problem for Vici. So yeah, EG are just going to control this area. Wait for the next Roche. If Vici aren't interested in getting anything going, I think EG are pretty happy with it right now. They've outlasted the first 2 Magnus peaks, I guess, and now the third one is going to be the final challenge. When his cores are starting to get 6-slotted, this Empower obviously ramps up in strength. But since Mag has had no item progression for 20 minutes, he is no bigger threat than he was before. Imagine if Yang had a BKB right now, what the game would be like. He would be able to BKB Blink RP with 0 counters. He would be able to ignore the Bramble Mazes. But for now, he's way more limited in his gameplay.
Here comes VG. 5-man smoke up, wrap around.
Sumail wants to get caught.
No one's got scan, and yeah, Sumail is definitely baiting. The creep wave gets pulled off to the side, so VG no. And so does EG. EG's literally waiting on the hill. Blink, Skewer can actually kill off. They're trying to be quick about this one. If possible, the Terrorize comes in for the BKB, protects him. Sumail will go down. He doesn't have buyback available. And now your RP connects. Burrow Strike will come through. And then the Magnus, he does fall down. Does RTZ just have enough while everyone sits there stunned by Fly? He created so much more space, but the Torrent, it sends at least SK up into the air. So Ori will be able to finish him off, but RTZ is not done just yet. Back into the Dark Willow, so he can turn around and get the E-Blade pop into DY. They're taking away as much of his mana as possible. Paparazzi and Fly having their own little battle to the northern side of the lane. The Blink Burrow Strike forward. It's Ori stunned up still. Arteezy doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. Goes for another stun, but now Ori still on the run back out, man. Paparazzi, he can't do much, especially when Crit just had the Bedlam sitting right on top of them. The Curse Crown, they know it's going to connect on Paparazzi. That's why the buyback's coming in from VG Gaming. They need more damage, but S4, huge damage from the side. He'll end up falling just as quickly, but Fly, has he got enough too? Paparazzi, he just stands his ground, does the damage, and now it's VG Gaming with the numbers. Arteezy, the Immortal, will crack, and maybe he's got enough life. Change around to how many people you want to, but can he actually survive?
God, he
He's buying time, but it won't be enough.
Yikes, if he would have got the kill too.
If Paparazzi died.
That was a lot of buybacks. Who won? So, okay.
Whoever kills Roshan now probably wins. EG will have to buy back to stop this. The ET Spirit's looking at it.
The cool thing about this play is that Sumail the whole time was deliberately baiting, thinking he couldn't die because his team was next to him, but he got skewered so far away. Vici knew exactly where his whole team was. They isolate him, they burst him without using RP, so they have it afterwards to follow up on the incoming team fight, and Sumail did not have buyback. If he had a buyback there, that fight does not nearly unfold the way it just did, but okay, what did they force? They forced buyback out of Morph, Elder Titan,
yeah, so you got
and Sand King and Willow, so 4 buybacks from EG.
And you got it from Ogre as well as Kunkka.
Ogre, Kunkka on the
yeah,
right.
Magnus had his on buyback, but it's off cooldown in 10 seconds time.
Yeah.
And Roshan has stopped thanks to the buyback from Morphling, so Arteezy,
It's funny.
he had no other choice. Yang, man, that's real close, Yang. But he's...
DD Troll. They have 15 seconds.
They got to go on for Roshan. Fly, he's got Spirit up right now, so he can send it in.
This dies fast.
It'll go over Yang and Roshan, down at 4k HP. They're moving in. Sumail, there's your stomp. Paparazzi moves out, comes back in again, battling Roshan just on the edge. Here comes your Terrorize. He won't be pushed back out. Paparazzi, BKB grabs the Aegis Immortal, and they may grab a little bit more. Sumail, he can't die. The BKB comes up, but damn that damage! Ori, how do you survive this? You get E-bladed pop, but there's still enough magical damage. No, he'll BKB, but this will open him up to the physical attacks as well. Back up the hill, Morphling, waveforms in. Arteezy, he's brought down Ori for a full 2 minutes. It's a great double Burrow Strike, however. That'll buy more space. You've lost the SK. Have they got more? Fly, he's low on life too. Hex up in the back line. Sumail, he can still tank through a hell of a lot. DY just training Fly dry, and maybe they have enough through Paparazzi. He's doing the range attack, but hasn't got enough. They've got a better target. It's Sumail, but the Curse Crown, it buys just enough space. Yang and Paparazzi stunned for the moment, while Arteezy will waveform himself out to safety. The buyback comes in from the Magnus, and EG are in full retreat.
Woo. What a fight!
This is getting intense.
Wait.
If it's not already, it's getting in there.
There's so much good stuff happening in these fights from both teams. This is like
Let's pick one and highlight it.
This might be the best game I've seen this tournament. Not because both teams are playing like flawlessly, but there's so many good individual plays, a lot of exciting, intense moments. This is the kind of game we want to see. And Kunkka didn't end up using the cheese in this fight, and Troll didn't use the Aegis, so there's still massive advantage for VG heading into the next one, as we're going to see a little bit of a Bramble attempt, but Fade should be fine.
It's poking and prodding. Let's have a quick look at this. So
first,
Roshan.
Paparazzi uses BKB to ensure that he doesn't get killed off by the, or get stopped by the Willow ulti. Therefore, he doesn't have BKB. Now, Ori takes way too much damage on this opening going in, and now Troll wants to pass him over the cheese, but I think they do it way too late. He gets it now, he swaps it in, dies, so now he doesn't get to use the cheese. Troll still has DD this entire fight. They blow up the Sanking as they're chasing up here. And the RP skewer, if Kunkka is alive here, if he gets that cheese off earlier, they probably win the game, even. Not just the fight, they might even have won the game. Escaping on a no health is Fly, escaping on very low health is Sumail. Arteezy in the backline gets kills, keeps kiting them around. Willow escapes to the top, and, you know, just super close fight overall from both teams.
This is actually fantastic to see from EG, because like earlier today you saw them hang around just that, like they win the fight. I think there was a fight around top, like the dark side top rune, and they took the fight, they chased it down a little bit too far, and then they just lost 4, and the game just completely escalated after that point. But this time around, like EG, they knew it's like, okay, we got the fight, let's back up, let's reset. We still feel pretty good about this game.
And they seem to know the limits just better than yesterday, where they had just moments of clear overextension, both individually and as a team, and not playing the map as well with high grounds and everything. And now in this game, there's only one glaring mistake that you can really point at of that type that I can really remember, and that was Sumail baiting in mid and actually getting skewered 1,000 range away and getting killed. But it was deliberate, and they did it as a team. That's just one time that they probably didn't consider the possibility of him getting skewered all that way to the right. And apart from that, they've been very good at not going way too far. Actually, maybe there's been one moment in this game now that I think about it, that they went a little too far.
Hey, as long as you do it as a team. In the words of the IT crowd, do it as a team or else you're fired.
Massive improvement from yesterday. That's the big thing, right? If they improve that fast in one day, moving forward in this tournament.
That's the EG style, right? Like, hey, we have to go to the lower bracket so we can learn a hell of a lot more, and then we can just keep moving.
If they play like they did in this game, I don't think they will end in the lower bracket. If they can consistently play at this level, I have pretty high hopes of them at least getting top 4 in the group.
And Paparazzi and Arteezy just sending themselves messages back and front. Are you like, are you ready? No, are you ready? And we're definitely not ready for Roshan. He's took another 4 minutes before he can spawn up, and the Aegis Immortal and Cheese is still in play. Blink up. At least DY can steal that. He's the most expendable person you could send.
There's a big item pickup, by the way. The Blink Dagger on Sumail. We've got to pay attention to this. He was building Daedalus, but he went back for a dagger. I think he really wants to jump and kill this Lion. That's what Arteezy would want in the fight as his Morphling, or if he can catch the Magnus. Dude, Mag has still not got a new item for 30 minutes. It's actually crazy.
It's been rough. It's been rough. But it's also just been this massive team fight. If you actually look at the KDAs, the amount of assists that go through EG, like without obviously the 8 on the Morphling, it's 12, 12, 16, 17, and then you're getting a little bit more spread out for VG Gaming. Everyone just has to fight together. But this is the first time we've really seen VG in a while move across the river. But it's definitely happening because we're playing this almost like do-si-do kind of style.
It's happening
move across the map.
Aegis and Cheese.
Yeah, they want to try and push in, but then the side lane pushes out as well.
That will help your confidence. When you have a huge advantage, you tend to get more confident. There goes the Aegis, though. They didn't get to use it at all.
Huge advantage gone.
One of them.
Sumail's finished the MKB. Still has enough money for buyback, and he's rapidly approaching the consumed Moonshard.
Wait, how much cleave does Kunkka actually have? Yes, Tidebringer.
Yeah, and plus 60%, no fleet.
And Tidebringer talent. And Empower. 700% cleave. Okay.
It's that moment you actually wish he had something else apart from just the Daedalus.
He'll get there. Oh, crit. Has the oh, wow, he just...
Oh, he blinks over, DY gets the Hex. Well, he got the bounty rune.
Wow.
Loses his life, but he got the bounty rune.
He didn't blink, force, or Shadow Realm, right? He just ran over behind the tree to TP. I would have thought, okay, if you want to go for a risky play and get the rune, don't you like use all of your mobility first to try to create space to where you think the enemies might be and then TP? That was very
would make sense.
Uncharacteristic.
Unless he thought they were going to over jump him.
I mean, if he would have used Shadow Realm and TP'd, he also would have died, because Lion has a ground stun, right? But if he would have blink forced, maybe they wouldn't have found him in the trees or something.
All these creep numbers. I got 23,000 from creeps, 19,000 from creeps. Don't worry, we've got a long time left on this game. As Cinderin said, like, we may be the first one in, but we're not going to be the last one out of this last series today. Troll Warlord, man, that's a lot of damage. Hit by the Veil, an adaptive strike, and goes down by just a little over 1/3 of his life. And he's got 3,000.
Yep. It's at this point you wonder if Troll needs a different item, if he needs a heart or a Scotty to get just flat out extra health. The Abyssal is also going to help, of course, it gives health too. He has a pretty health-oriented build already. I don't know if he's just going to have to deal with this.
Does he, like, is it worthwhile actually switching out like the SMY to get a heart? He's already got Satanic. It's...
Yeah, he has so much status resistance with these two combined. I think he really wants to keep them for the pretty much 50% on that. So he might have his final item build after he gets Abyssal and Moonshard. I don't know if there's anything he can really change. It's nice for him, though, that he doesn't need boots, because he has Sanjin Yasha and Bloodlust.
Yep.
That is a huge advantage.
Gotta love Arteezy with waveform charges. Can clean out the wave nice and easy. That's his level 25 talent, so no 3 times multi-shot coming in from this Morphling. Not that he really needs it, he just turns into crit for a bit.
Is he even playing Morphling?
Does Morphling ever really play Morphling?
It's kind of an existential question if he's playing Morphling in this game.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Morphling is a very fluid concept.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Fade. Now got a Shadow Blade up and running.
Yay!
He can potentially get a better initiation for his team.
Yeah,
Do keep your eyes on... well, actually, no one's walking around with the gem for EG. The gem is in the hands of DY right now.
It was that or BKB, right, for Fade. It's one of these two items. Shadow Blade, more element of surprise, can maybe catch them off guard. BKB can get a reliable RP.
Waveform in, waveform out, clean up the wave. I still love that S4's holding onto this Arcane Boots. He's never letting his prize of war go. And EG will smoke up, just in case there's any kind of information that'll love a target. Yang is not that target. Here comes S4 out. They walk underneath that fresh observe ward. That's 3 times VG Gaming have put that ward up there. 2 of them have gone through full duration. Oh, they're going to really cross the river. No one's pushing the waves out. Who have they got? DY. He's the closest. He's the gem. S4 needs the Burrow Strike blink. He blinks Sandstorms instead as DY blinks away to safety. But push the wave mid. Get it back out again. And VG Gaming, they turn around and it's their time to get aggressive.
They haven't left a sentry ward behind. Mac could maybe find a really big RP here.
There's an option sentry now. So they'll see Fade once he moves around. Actually, yeah, around the tree line.
His Shadow Blade expired, so he didn't chase up. That might have been a blessing there.
So they're going to take the shrine at least. VG Gaming. No regeneration from that. Paparazzi walking under the Obs and Sentry with the Blink Burrow Strike into the back lines. S4 will get stunned very quickly with the Finger of Death. They'll find him in Arteezy. Wants his own target, but he didn't kill off DY. It wasn't enough damage. He BKB, turns back over, puts down the Bedlam, and they just keep going ham over on Paparazzi. Yang trapped inside the Bramble. Samael, the Torrent, as well as the ship. It's all going to connect over on him. He's holding that BKB back, but S4 with the double Burrow Strike. Paparazzi and Yang, they just can't attack. You will get the Whirling Axe, making it a little bit more difficult for Arteezy, but the RP is buying more and more time. They're holding EG in position. Yang wants to walk away. Arteezy will finally finish him up, battling from the left-hand side of this fight, but Samael is still the big prize. They're trying to bring down the Knight. He's the Knight. You can't do that. Or maybe you can if there's enough of a follow-up and a multicast. Nope, Samael will still keep walking. Turns for his own stun. Over on Yang, actually gets stunned up by it as well. Pulled back in. Samael, he's finally going to go down. He'll have buyback available. The epicenter doesn't work, so Yang will also fall. Where is the extra follow-up? It's over towards Flight. DY gets his own stun in. Paparazzi swings the axes. Needs to hit onto Elder Titan. Ghost Set will protect him for the moment. The Shockwave unable to connect, but the X marks Spot and Torrent, bringing back the Elder Titan. Everyone will begin their reset once more. And Roshan is up. He has Refresher Shard available, and just in case, Fly's buying back. But he won't use his TP. 3 buybacks from EG across the board, 2 from VG. But it's the amount of cores that had to buy back in that fight.
Yeah, but the dieback is on VG's side, so this is a 5-on-4 situation for EG, and they're going to use this to try to go Roshan. This is possible for VG. Actually, it's not. They don't have RP. I don't know if they can do this.
I think they may actually just be baiting the fight too. Like they're sitting inside the pit.
Yep, they're going to scout it with Torrent soon enough, I would imagine.
You just need that DD rune to spawn in 30 seconds time, but maybe that'll be too long.
Now.
Yep, double torrent connects. They're still a little
Actually
cautious about it. They're wasting a lot of time, but they're smoking. It feels like they want VG to come out to fight them, and then they can get the jump. Smoke will break over on the Morphling. He'll bramble up on the hill. Doesn't connect on anybody, though.
They're buying time for RP. 30 more seconds is the call here. Keep buying time.
They're coming in.
Caught.
They're coming in. Samal's going to be the first one. Ori's just used the X-Mark spot to look around behind him. They want to get the Blink Burrow. They've got it as well. Over on Ori, can they actually get him before the BKB can come up? The sleep just lasts forever, and he's feared. Oh, it won't matter. He's down. Buyback is available. He did burn the BKB. Still has cheese available for the next fight, but Arteezy now stands on Roshan. They get the buyback out from the Kunkka, and here comes Fade. RP in 3, 2, 1, and Blink stun. He's under the Observer Sentry. They'll get the follow-up Barrow Strike and instantly nuke down the Magnus. Another buyback has to be expended by VG.
Anyone got a buyback left? Yeah, okay. Lion and Willow. Okay, let's go.
Hey, if you got him, use him. Roshan, down to 3K. They're waiting for the jump time. DY's got Blink Dagger ready to go.
Stomp.
He's looking to come through. He'll actually hit into Roshan, triggering off the block. And that is Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard all being picked up.
Perfect stomp from Fly. He slept 2 cores. That secured the Roche 100% for them.
See, who's got everything? Okay, so Morphling's got the Aegis of the Immortal. Refresher Shard's onto the Sand King, and Cheese is on the Dark Willow.
And now it's EG with the big advantage.
Dark Willow's got more protection with an A on disc.
When there are no buybacks in the game, Aegis and Cheese are extremely valuable. They're already extremely valuable, but at this point, having the ability to go in as a core is game winning. And that's what Arteezy can do. He can start a fight now. He can jump in, use all his spells, get killed, swap in his Lincolns, and then on his second life he can use BKB. And it creates a ton of space in the fight for his teammates. VG Gaming will probably be playing very defensively now and hope that they can outlast the Aegis and the buyback cooldowns.
Yep.
Because taking this fight now feels really, really difficult.
They just have to play around like their big high ground defense, the big RPs, something that EG will actually feel threatened by. Don't get caught out by it. But EG, they just put Morphling on the front lines. That's the best thing to do. You won't have the Lincoln speed to protect him though. Looking for the damage runes, and well, all that you find is a haste rune up on top, but Samel does find the Arcane. That's pretty good for his Elder Dragon form. And EG is moving forward now. The sound effect's really cool.
Yeah. So is the damage.
Waiting to actually see some of these, like, oh, I suppose you've still got the gem over on DY, but having a backup sentry or something down. DY is going to stand on the front lines because of this, right on the edge of the ramp. It feels it's like they want to try and get the earlier jump. They're just giving Morphling a little bit of extra mana. As he comes back in, X marks. Couldn't get the full hit out. Smail already triggering the Dragon Form, looking for a jump. DY waiting in the tree lines under the cover of the Glimmer Cape. Gets the first on over on Arteezy with a follow-up torrent. Blinks away quickly before the second Bramble Maze is able to connect on him. And the siege begins.
Well, it began 20 minutes ago.
It did, on exactly this lane. And the melee racks. Arteezy, the torrent, slows him down. Yang looking for the multicast stuns. Can't get it absolutely perfectly. Walks down the ramp for half a second. That makes you nervous. But they can't keep their creep wave alive long enough, EG, to do this.
Dragon Form is running out too. They didn't really get anything.
But remember, it has the Arcane Rune on it. Actually, did he trigger before the Arcane Rune?
Oh, he used it after Arcane, you're right. Yeah, he's got it ready soon.
Yeah, so it's not that much downtime, like 20 seconds or so.
Yeah.
The top lane's still pushing in for VG Gaming, so someone may have to go back to deal with that. Arteezy does not have a TP. He'd be the best one just because he can BT back to the lane.
They actually have to give up their position because of this top wave now. The Aegis is running out in 1 minute and a half. And then they haven't used that. Who has the refresher? Sinking.
Yeah, SK.
So he has double stun. No BKB though.
Technically double epicenter if he can, if he's got enough.
I mean, yeah, if he gets an epi into Blink Burrow opening and then he refreshes and Burrow strikes out, he can technically epicenter back in again.
Yeah.
But
or use the sandstorm to get in and out. You just got to avoid the gem.
Rare that you see 2 epicenters like that.
If you picked any of these guys for fantasy points, I'm telling you right now, it's looking very, very juicy. 31 points for DY. It's going to tell you right now, I've got those top 4 in my fantasy team. I'm not biased at all.
No.
Yang, jump in, gets a good stun with a finger of death. Arteezy almost has the agency more to break. He's so low, but then he just switches back into his normal self. And with the Terrorize, maybe they got enough control. The RP, he'll connect from Faith. The follow-up is there. Paparazzi cleaving through them. He's got a damage. He's almost killed Arteezy, but it's still not enough. He's walking away with 1 HP and turns around to hit back into Yang. Conqueror is already down. Yang's BKB will wear off in just a second. And DY draining out S4. He was in way too deep, but he got a triple burrow strike. And now here comes EG with the E-Blade pop. They'll get through DY. Remember, the Rax needs to die. This is the first Rax. It's taken 61 minutes to bring it down. Arteezy back to the world of living thanks to the Aegis of the Immortal. And Samael, he wants to jump in a little bit deeper. Another stun. The Bramble's making it difficult, but Paparazzi will play this game from range. But with a double burrow strike, once again S4 hitting the perfect stuns. 3 euros down without buyback. Finally, VG Gaming will call the GG for EG to take game 1. They had to prove they could topple the big giant VG Gaming. Infamous did it earlier. South America claimed it. Now it's North-ish America that will do it now.
Oh, what a great game. That was a really, really good game. Well played by both teams. As it often is with these super late